Hello everyone, and welcome to my presentation for CSC-230 Internet of Things at the University of Advancing Technology. And for this assignment, I am using the M5 Stick C++ along with Google Firebase to set up a database on Google Firebase. And when I type in a certain word, it'll make the LED go on my M5 Stick C, or go off, or blink, actually, depending on what we are going to do. So the original assignment was to basically just make the light come on and off, but I figured why not go a step, why not take it a step further? And I did it in a couple of ways, and I'll show you what I did here. But let's get into the code. So in order to make this happen, I have to include a couple of different header files. We're using Arduino JSON. We're using the M5 Stick C++. We're using the two Firebase header files that allow Firebase to communicate with the M5 Stick C++, which is basically running C++ in Arduino. I'm using a Wi-Fi header file so I can connect to the internet, and I have my own little secrets header file which stores some code, or not code, but some information so we can log on to the internet and stuff like that. So we're using the built-in LED, which is going to be on pin 10 for this. These constant characters. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry about that. Although it works, I do want to clean that up. Okay. So the constant characters here are going to be where the secret, the ID and the password are, basically. And then I have a string called fire status, which is going to be used for the Google part of it. So what we do here is in the setup, I set up the serial monitor. I delay 1 second. We set the LED pin to output, and then we print the information to let you know that we're connecting to the internet. And after we connect it, everything is good. So in the main loop here, basically, well, hold on. Let's take a step back here. So in the setup, I just want to let you guys know that we begin the Firebase by accessing the host and inputting the authorization. And then we set the status to off, which is going to turn the LED off by default. Then I take it a step farther and I print out to the screen on the M5 Stick C by using this code here. So we fill the screen to black. I set the text size to 3, which is pretty good so you can see it. We set the cursor in the right position. I set the text color to white on black, and I type LED. I do it here because I only need to do that once because that is always going to show up. Okay, so the main loop, because I have a button press, I'm using buttons, which is a little surprise. I'm calling the M5.update at the beginning of the loop. So every time it goes back to the beginning of the loop, it updates to see if these strings have changed by pressing a button, and I'll show you what's going on with that in a second. So if fire status equals off, then the LED is turned off. We're going to print to the serial port. The LED is turned off, and then basically we turn the LED off, and we say on the screen that it's off. Now in this case, if we press the button A, then it's going to turn the LED status to on. So then it's going to turn the LED on. Else, if it's on, if the LED is already on, we're going to print to the serial monitor saying that it's turned on, and then we're going to turn it on, the light on. And then we're going to indicate that it's on by saying that it's on the screen. Now in this state, if the button A is pressed, then we turn it off, basically. So we also have a little bit of a catch here, that if something else happens, then we say that it's the wrong credential. Please send on or off to turn the light on or off. And then I print out error on the screen and I say please send on or off. And in this state, if the button is pressed, it's going to turn everything off. Okay. I do that just because I wanted to see if I can use this button to send a signal from the M5 stick to the Google Firebase, to Google Firebase. As you can see, it's off right now. We'll get to that in a second. And see if I can change the status with that. And it worked. It worked really good. So I have two methods of doing this. I can either do it at the database in Firebase that's linked to the M5 stick, and we can control it from there, or I can press a button. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how I can change it from here. But I'm going to only show it to you on the serial monitor because I will make a video using showing that the M5 stick works in just a little bit. So here you go. So we're pretty much saying that the LED is turned off, okay? And it's updating every second or so. And so that's because this LED status says off. Now if I were to turn this on, you will see now that the LED says it is turned on. And in fact on the M5 stick it is, and I will show you that in a few seconds. Now, if we decide that if it's not on or off and we say something else, let's say other. Okay, so, if it's not on or off, then it says wrong credential, please send on or off. On the M5 stick, it says there's an error and the LED starts to blink. Okay, so we can see that this is working already from here, okay, which is cool. Now, the next part of this video is going to be with the actual M5 Stick C. So just hold on a second and I will get right to it. Okay guys, as you can see, we're at the Google Firebase web page here. And it's basically saying that the stick is off, and it is. So we're going to turn it on here really fast. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it turns on. Okay, and as you can see, it says LED is off, right? Okay, so if we press the button, it now says the LED is on, and it says it's on there. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, so let's press the button again. And it turns off. Excellent. Okay. So now let's do something else here. Let's turn this on. Oops. Sorry guys, I am all. So it's off right now, see? Turn it on, and it's on. Awesome, right? Okay, so obviously you've seen it when it was off, so that works. Let's do one more thing now. Let's change it to something else. Okay, so we're going to change it to other. So here's what happens with that. So the LED says there's an error. It says please send on or off as a signal. And as you can see, it's blinking. Okay. Now I can either type on or off in the database there, or I can hit this button, which should in turn, I didn't hit it long enough. This should turn it off. And it does. Okay. So now that's on the off position. We can hit it again, and it should turn on. And it does. All right, guys, so that's it. So obviously, Google Firebase is working. I did some little tweaking on it, added a couple of bells and whistles to it, and it works fabulous. All right, guys, have a good one. Thank you very much, and hopefully I get an A. Bye-bye.